Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Tyler. Welcome to the Tyler Williams channel. Welcome to another review. Now, I know I've been very off with these reviews. I have not done a review for episode 2. I haven't done a review for episode 5, I believe, or 7, or 6. But, in all fairness, the reasons why I haven't done those episodes because I've been busy, or because I really felt like I really didn't want to review them because it wasn't worth it. This season, I felt like there's been more episodes not worth reviewing than worth reviewing, if you know what I mean. I'll get into that a little bit later. Anyway, this was the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead, season 7, episode 8. Heart Still Beating, I think is what it's called. It was the episode did what needed to be done. And I really don't like saying that because that's not really saying if it was good or bad. Because I really don't know if I want to say it was a really good episode, if it was the best episode of the season, because I still think the best episode of the season was the first episode. But it wasn't a bad episode. So the episode did what needed to be done. It had its place in the episode. As for season finales go, mid-season finales go, I'd say, let's get to that later. Okay, so I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I didn't take any notes, which I usually never do. So I'm going to remember off the top of my head. If I forget stuff, it's because it wasn't that important. So I want to get you guys to the important stuff happened in this episode, okay? So this episode basically was a continuation of episode 7, which is when Negan came by Alexandria earlier than expected. Negan comes by for his delivery of stuff, which is half of what they have. Food, weapons, ammo, all that kind of stuff. So Negan came by 2 days earlier, which was in episode 7, sat by with Carl, Olivia, and Judith, and sat idly by and waited for Rick to get there because Rick and Aaron left out to go look for stuff. So we led into this episode. We were start off, I believe, with Negan, Carl, and Judith, and Olivia. They're all sitting together. They're waiting for Rick's arrival. Negan throwing his one-liners, throwing his corny, what Negan does. I believe he started making like some type of spaghetti or whatnot. Craziness. He just made himself at home, basically. Nothing really special happened here. We flip-flopped between who we're focusing on. We focused on Negan, Judith, Carl, and Olivia. Then we focused on Maggie, Enid, and Sasha at the hilltop. Then we focused on Carol, Ezekiel at the kingdom. Then we focused on Michonne. Then we focused on Carl and Aaron. It's like I felt like we were jumping all over the place in this episode. It kind of got annoying after a little bit, but I was able to tolerate it. So nothing really happened much with Michonne in this episode. Michonne was in the car with that girl in episode 7. She's like, take me to Negan. The girl took Michonne to like one of Negan's like home bases, not his like compound or anything. Like he took her to one of his compounds. Basically told Michonne to put her out of misery, in which Michonne did kill her. Drove back around Alexandria. So that was Michonne's part. Well, so that's basically Michonne's part was filled in right there. Do I want to talk about Carol and Ezekiel and Morgan right now, and then we'll talk about them a little later because their part kind of pissed me off. Talk about Rick and Aaron. So they were out looking for stuff to bring to Negan. They came across this I want to say cruise ship. It's like boats of some sort in like a lake or ocean or moat or whatever you want to call it. So they swam past the Sea of Walkers. They didn't literally swim, but they made their way across the Sea of Walkers, a literal body of water filled with walkers, to the boat. They didn't find much. They did find some guns, which were useful for them for Negan. And that was kind of their part of the episode. We really didn't matter that much. The hilltop, it filled us in on what's going on with Maggie, Sasha, and Enid, which wasn't really that important other than Sasha telling Enid not to tell Maggie about, what did she tell? She said something. Sasha didn't want Enid to tell Maggie about something because it had to do with Maggie knowing about Negan, and Maggie's not in a state of mind. Sasha doesn't think Maggie's in a state of mind to go out and like start chilling Negan, even though Maggie seems perfectly fine right now. Sasha's still like, she's still kind of shook. I don't want her going out there trying to get herself killed. Maggie's still driven to kill Negan, as everyone is at the end of this episode. But anyway, that's kind of was their bit. Then we get to Carol, Ezekiel, and Morgan, which this pissed me. So, as you all know, my favorite character in The Walking Dead is Carol. We saw Carol this season in episode 2. We have not seen Carol since episode 2. We did not see her in episode 1. We didn't see her episode 3. We didn't see her episode 4. Didn't see her episode 5. Didn't see her in episode 6. And we didn't see her in episode 7. So I'm thinking, okay, episode 8, we're going to see more of Carol, Ezekiel, and Morgan. They're going to fill us in. They're going to give us maybe half of the episode is going to be dedicated to them. Not only did I feel like they only got like 15 minutes maximum, maybe even 10 minutes at the max. We did not see Ezekiel in this episode at all. No Ezekiel. So basically, we saw Ezekiel in episode 2, and that's it. No more, nothing to elaborate more on Ezekiel's backstory other than what he said in episode 2. No more character development with him. No more character relationship between him and Carol, or seeing the bonding between him and Morgan, or the Kingdom. We even see the Kingdom at all in this episode. I'm like, what is going on with them and Carol? Like, the Walking Dead writers and Carol right now, they're not meshing well. It's getting on my nerves. But Carol and Morgan, basically, they focused on Carol's house, Carol's hut. Basically, Morgan made her way over to Carol's house. Said he was dropping off some food for Carol. Carol stopped him, invited her into the house, check and see how Morgan was doing, then basically kicked him out of the house. Then one of the guys from the Kingdom came down, said he needed to talk. So he did. Talk to Carol and Morgan about, look, Ezekiel, he's cool and all, he's a good leader, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty, I don't know if he's really in it to fight against Negan. We have this bet going on with the Saviors, as you know. Our end of the bargain is that we get them food and they do not hurt our people. But how long is that going to last? How long until one day they decide we're not going to do this anymore and they just kill us? Or how long until we can't fulfill our needs? Or how long until this? Or how long until that? He's basically trying to convince them, like, look, I tried, it's not working. Maybe since you two are getting close to him, he's starting to get a better understanding of you guys. Maybe you guys can talk to Ezekiel about us fighting against Negan instead of us working with him, because us working with him is all going to work but for so long until stuff blows over, shit blows over. So why don't you guys talk to Negan? And basically Morgan's like, yeah, we'll see. And then Carol's like, no. I'm done fighting other people's battles. I'm done fighting for other people. I just want to be left alone. And the guy's trying to convince him. He's like, look, I understand. You're probably like fragile. You probably don't want to fight. And Morgan and Carol quickly shut that down. He's like, no, she's not. She's like the most agile, the smartest, and probably one of the most powerful workers in our whole entire group. And I was like, damn right she is. But Carol is just like, no, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight my own battles. I just want to be left alone. And I'm like, this whole entire time, I'm just like, oh, why? Why are we stuck in this whole mindset of Carol? Like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. I hate that. I hate that. I know maybe it's going to go somewhere. Maybe she's going to get back into old Carol. I want old Carol back really badly. That's why it's aggravating me so much, is that I have to sit here and watch as Carol is just, her character is not going anywhere. If anything, her character is going downwards. Carol was known for saving the group. Now she wants nothing to do with them. Then she was known for fighting and her smart tactics and how to take down multiple people at once. And now she doesn't want to fight at all. She wants to be left alone. It's like, who's writing this now? Like, did they fire the original screenwriters and hire some new people? Because obviously they don't know what to do when it comes to Carol. Like I said, maybe this is all gonna accumulate to her pitching in the all-out war and taking down Negan. But as it stands right now, I really don't like what they're doing with Carol right now. Morgan's really to blame here. But their whole interaction with this guy lasted about a good 10 minutes. Nothing got solved. We didn't really see what their answer was. And overall, this was really pointless. Literally, there was no reason why that scene even needed to happen. It resolved nothing. You didn't see any part of Ezekiel or the kingdom. And overall, and like I said, the scene did nothing to elevate the show, because it not only did they not meet up with Rick and the gang, but we didn't see them ever again after that scene. I mean, they had like 3 cut scenes, and they were all revolved around the same area and the same environments. And after that, we did not see them again for the entire episode. And I'm like, I don't know who's writing this, but they need to do a better job with this whole Carol and Morgan thing. Like, I swear to God, I feel like they've been doing this for 2 seasons now, where we get a Carol episode and then we don't see Carol again for like another 5 episodes. And I'm like, okay, we're probably not gonna see Carol for another 5 episodes because she's going to get episode to herself. Not only did she not get episode to herself, but she was only seen for like 10 minutes of a 90-minute episode. It's like, what is going on here? Anyway, let's stop talking about that. Let's talk about the real stuff, which was Negan, Carl, Judith, Olivia. Basically, they're all sitting, they're all waiting for Rick and Aaron to get back with their stuff. While in the background, we have Spencer and Rosita. Spencer and Rosita, they kind of had their own thing going on. Nothing really going on between them. There's just a lot of interaction between the two. There was a scene before this with Rosita and what's his name? Father Gabriel, where Father Gabriel is basically trying to talk Rosita out of shooting Negan, because it's not really going to end well for her or anyone in the group for that matter, which it did. We did get a scene with Spencer. He cleaned himself up. He basically is like, he's in the mirror practicing his introduction. And if you read the comic books, you all know where this is going. I knew where this was going, but I wanted to see if it was going to change. It didn't really change much, but hey. Other than a bunch of waiting, we did see Spencer go up to Negan, basically, introduce himself. And they start drinking, they start conversating, and he's like, hey, there's a pool table in that garage. And Negan's like, oh, I don't want to go in that garage. And he's like, all right, fine, I'll just pull it out. We could play a game of 8-ball and have a nice old chat. And they did that. We had a nice old chat. And in this chat, Spencer basically said, look, Rick, I don't like him. He basically didn't say I don't like Rick, but he's like, look, Rick is not a guy you should be trusting. Rick has done very questionable things in the past. I don't think he's a good leader. He's gotten multiple people killed, as well as my mother, my father, and multiple others killed. His leadership is non-existent. And basically, I feel like I could be a better leader than Rick. And he basically all but said, you should kill Rick so that way I could be the leader. And while this is happening, you have a bunch of people from Negan's group, Rosita, Tara. They're all walking towards him. Because Rick and Aaron are just getting back. So then they're talking, and Negan's basically like, so let me get this straight. Rick's out there getting stuff for me like a good boy, like he's supposed to. The bargain is that Rick gets stuff from me and I don't kill his people. He's keeping his end of the bargain. Meanwhile, you who is mooching off of Rick goes behind his back, comes to me and asks me to kill Rick so that way you can be the leader. See where you're wrong here? And basically he's like, see now Rick has guts. He swallowed his pride and he's going to get my stuff. And he stumbled and Spencer stumbled over. He's like, nah, I didn't mean that. And he's like, well, you have no guts. He takes out his knife, right into the abdomen, starts twisting it around, slices it open, guts spill all on the ground. Everyone's like, no, that's Spencer. And me, I'm just like, I don't care. Honestly, did any of you really care when Spencer died? I mean, I didn't. Personally, it didn't hurt me at all. I just did not care. Now, maybe part of it is because Spencer kind of was a douche, and Spencer was weak, and he stabbed Rick in the back. And then part of it is like, I just didn't care for Spencer to begin with in the first place. So when he died, I wasn't surprised because I knew what was going to happen. I read the comic books. I was not sad. I wasn't happy. I wasn't like, oh my God, yes, Spencer's finally dead. But I'm like, I don't care. But the scene overall was cool, seeing his guts spill out and blood all everywhere. Negan, of course, talking trash. Rosita, she's like Arthur, fist balled up and everything. I'm like, oh Lord, Rosita about to shoot him. Rosita pulls out the gun, goes to shoot Negan, hits Lucille, and Negan's flipping out, takes her down. He's swinging his batter. I'm thinking he about to bash her brains in. I'm like, Negan doesn't kill him. He's not about to do anything. So Negan's like, someone has to die now because you've defaced Lucille. Someone must die now. And the girl who's on top of Rosita, I don't know her name, and he's like, hey, you girl, pick someone to die. She takes out a gun and she shoots Olivia. I'm like, I still don't care. Now, this is all due to all due respect. Olivia did contribute to the group. She did cook for them. She had monologue here and there. She had interactions with people here and there in this episode. When not, she has been featured more prominently in this season than past ones. But honestly, did anyone really care that Olivia died? Because I didn't. So she got shot in the head. Rick's at this point, he arrived, he sees all this. He's like, we had a deal. And Negan's like, we do have a deal. But you see, the boy that I just killed, he tried to kill you while you were gone. Had I listened to him, I would have killed you. And maybe I should have. But I stuck up for you and I killed him because he wanted you to die. And that girl over there, well, she had to die because this girl on the ground tried to kill me. So this is all trade and reaction. All due to your people. Maybe if you had him in check, this wouldn't be happening. But hey, seems to be your fault again. And of course, he's talking trash. Rick's like, all right, I have your stuff. You can leave now. And Negan basically bails, gets out of there. Girl did cut Tara in the face, but it was like a minor cut. Before Negan left, he's like, we're not leaving until I figure out who made this bullet. This bullet is custom made. I can tell by the way it looks. I can feel it. I can taste it. Who made this bullet? And Rosita's like, I made the bullet. He's like, bitch, stop lying to me. I know you didn't make that bullet. Who made this bullet before I put a bullet in someone else's head? And Tara's like, I know I made it. And then Eugene's like, no, I made the bullet. Eugene started going down a list of every day he used to make. He's like, shut up, I believe you. Then he takes Eugene with him, and Negan leaves. So now Eugene and Abraham are gone. All because, well, no, Abraham being gone wasn't Rosita's fault. Eugene being gone is Rosita's fault. So now Rosita is like laying on the ground. Spencer's blood's everywhere. Olivia's dead. Negan's is walking out like a badass Lucille. Don't care at all. Rick's like in tears, like, and then Spencer comes back as a walker. Rick puts a knife to his head, and that's kind of it. End of the episode. Basically, we saw Michonne return back to Alexandria, talking to Rick, try to talk him into, you gotta come back to your senses. We need to help take down Negan. He's like, yeah, we do. They hug, they kiss, they embrace. Maggie gets up. Then we cut to Maggie at the hilltop. She's climbing up, and she sees the group, opens the doors. They all come into the hilltop. Rick, Judith, Carl, Michonne, what's his name, Aaron, and Rosita. They're all walking in. They all start hugging Maggie and Sasha and Enid. Then we see Daryl and Jesus come from behind. Daryl gives Rick a hug. They have a little bit of chat, and then they start walking towards the hilltop, seeing that, we're all a big group again. We're all one big happy family again. And the episode ends. And I'm like, now that I run down the episode, I figure that this, of all mid-season finales that I've seen with this show, I feel like this would have to be the weakest. Now, if I recall season 6 mid-season finale, who was the mid-season finale for season 6? I don't really remember at this point, but I know it was a good one. The season 5 mid-season finale, I remember Carol getting hit by a car. We saw Death of Beth, who I wasn't that big a fan of, but hey. Season 4 mid-season finale, that's when the groups got separated for the first time, made for some really good television. Season 3 mid-season finale had, I believe, the death of the governor's undead child. Then we had season 2 mid-season finale. I'm just giving a rundown, but right now, of all the mid-season finales, I feel like this one was just the weakest. Like, okay, we all know mid-season finale, that means someone's going to die. I figured it was going to be Rosita who's going to die. That would have been a big death. Not that big a death, but it would have been a big death because she's been a part of the show since season 4. But we got Spencer, who's been a part of the show since season 5. And it's like, okay, Spencer, daughter of Deanna, he's been in the show here and there, whatever. Then we got Death of Olivia. And I'm like, I really don't care that much because Olivia didn't do much, but whatever. And no one else died. Eugene got taken away, but we don't know if he died or not. My guessing is Eugene's not going to die. I think that Eugene is going to be used to make bullets for Negan. So, yeah, that happened. And I'm just like, this mid-season finale, I don't want to say it sucked, but it definitely did not live up to expectations, I'll tell you that much. If you're a big fan of comic books, you might have been very happy about Spencer dying. If you're not, I'm not so sure you felt about this episode. You guys comment down below how you felt about this episode. For me, I'm not gang hell about it. I'm not all like, oh my god, go out of this, go out of your way to watch this. Like, if you missed this episode, you missed Spencer dying. And you miss Tara, and you miss Rosita attempting to kill Negan. That's all you missed. You did not miss anything else. Carol, Morgan, and Ezekiel, nothing even happened with them. Nothing. Not one thing was made out of them in this episode. So now that I think about it, this episode was not even that good. Which disappoints me because I felt like this whole first half of season 7, aside from episode 2, just in 2 and 1 completely sucked. Why? I don't get it. What is happening here? I know I know a big reason of why this season I felt like has not been good is because the group was separated. And now that they're together, it's going to be good because they're about to go into the all-out war storyline. But it's like, okay, we're about to get into some good television with the all-out war. We're about to get into some better interactions, some better monologues, better dialogue. That's all good, fine, and dandy. But this first half of the season just did not do it for me. It didn't. It just did not. Out of the 8 episodes, I felt like I only liked 3 of them. The first episode, the second episode, and the 7th one. I can't even really say I liked this one episode. I really can't say I liked it. It wasn't that good. So now I'm just left thinking, okay, out of 8 episodes, I only like 3 of them. Do I really consider that a good part of the season? I don't. 3 out of 8, that'd be a failing grade. So no, I can't say that I really like this season, to be honest. This season so far, not a big fan of it. Not really a big fan of it. Especially because Morgan, Carol, and Ezekiel, nothing is really evolving here. And I did see in the previews that they're going to go to the kingdom and they're going to unite. And that's all fine and dandy, but nothing happened in this part of the season. We're not going to see Ezekiel until February. We only saw him that one time. And while I could sit here all day and complain, the first half of the season's over. So thank God the first half of the season is over. Now we can move on to the second half, which will be returning in February, which I think will be There's a Girl in the Ring or The Talking Dead. Very interesting. I don't know that girl. Okay. Anyway. I just hope Walking Dead is going to redeem itself in the second half of the season, and it's really good. I hope the second half of the season is really good. Because this first half of the season did not do it for me at all. And I hate to say it, but so far this season is just not. It's not. The past 4 seasons I've been watching The Walking Dead live, I've just been not happy with this season. Like, I've almost kind of, in 2 episodes, I did not watch it live. I always watch The Walking Dead episodes live. Unless it's WrestleMania, then I really kind of flip-flop. But this season, there's like 3 episodes I just like completely missed. I'm just like, I don't feel like watching Walking Dead tonight. Maybe I'll catch it tomorrow. And that should not happen. I should want to watch the episode when it's live. If I am not doing anything and I want to watch The Walking Dead, but I have this feeling that I don't think this episode is going to be good, so I'm not going to watch it, that's not good. That's not a good thing. That means that this show is not doing what it's supposed to do. Now, I can't sit here and say that I'm expecting balls to the wall action every single week, but whatever they were doing this season did not work out, and they can't do this again. They just can't. Just can't. I'm hoping that next season, next part of the season is going to do a whole lot better than this. I'm praying we're going to see All Out War, because if we do, it's going to make for some really, really good television. But hey, I'm not going to bank on it too much, because for all we know, it could drag out until season 8. But anyways, thank you all for watching this. I'm sorry I didn't do a review for every single episode of The Walking Dead this season. This season just have not done it for me so far. Comment down below what you guys think of this season so far. Have you been liking it? What haven't you been liking about it? What did you think of this episode? Comment down below, because I read your comments, and I'll be sure to respond if I can, and when I can. This is my last week of school. I'm really excited. Oh, I'm not excited for finals, but I'm really excited to say that I'm going to be back doing YouTube. Not exactly full time, because I do have a job, but I will be doing YouTube a lot more often, since I will not be in school. We'll be on break. So that I'm happy to say. This will be my last week of school. Will there be a video up this week? I'm probably not sure. Maybe not until Friday, because that's when I'll be done. But anyways, thank y'all for watching this video. I love each and every single one of you. We've reached 400 subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing to this channel. If you're new here, I wish to see you more often. Don't go anywhere because we're just about to start getting good. Things are just about to start getting good on this channel. And for those of you who stay subscribed, thank you so much. I love you all, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.